information. Um, we'll talk to him about it in our segment coming up at about 5:35. Glad to have you on board. You're always connected with the show. Questions, comments, or suggestions at 260-447-8500, 260-447-8500. And we're rolling right now on YouTube. You can easily watch the show. Just go to our YouTube channel at 1380 The Fan. And you should be able to find that rather quickly on YouTube at 1380 The Fan. Also today, we've got a pair of tickets to give away to the Brickyard 400. If you'd like to go down and check out the race on July 21st, stand by. We're going to give you a keyword.
It's like when the racers are on standby, ready for the flag to drop.
Yep, we are right now on the, well, I can't say it's the white flag because that's the lap before they finish, but we're on the parade lap.
Yeah.
And so we're working our way toward the green, and we'll give you what our keyword is coming up sometime soon.
Fantastic.
Last night, how about that game by the Tin Caps? Man, it's something we haven't seen a lot of. A one-sided Tin Caps victory last night to open the series up in Midland, Michigan. Tin Caps win it not only with some timely hitting, but also with some excellent starting pitching. That's not unusual. Tin Caps have been terrific with their starting staff over the last 12 games, but Tin Caps get a 7-0 win over the Loons. And Manuel Pinales ends up with 6 innings pitched, 3 hits, no runs allowed. And then out of the bullpen, you had Bradley Rodriguez and Jackson Smeltz, who ended up coming in and doing the job with the final 3 innings. They combined to not allow a single hit.
Oh, my goodness.
And they had 1 strikeout over their final 3 frames. And so it was a pretty quiet night for Great Lakes offensively, and a pretty impressive night for the Tin Caps, who picked up 2 runs in the 3rd, added 2 more in the 6th, added 3 to put the game out of reach in the top of the 9th. And big games for Nick McClary, who had a double and a couple of hits on the night. Also, Devin Ortiz, who was 1 for 3, but he walked a couple of times, had 3 RBIs. And you also had a couple of hits for Homer Bush Jr. as he stays hot. Had a good series last week. Tin Caps 7-0 over Great Lakes. They'll be back at it tonight. And, of course, we've got your radio coverage right here on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM. John Nolan has the call starting at 6:45 with pregame show and 7:05 with the first pitch. By the way, it is T-minus 45 hours of counting. I can't wait. We're going to be on a plane Friday morning getting down to Florida.
I'm leaving on a jet plane. That'll be you.
Oh, no.
You just reminded me of that song.
Oh, no. Next time I remind you of a song,
just
something hits your brain that says, I think I should sing here. Please stop yourself.
Never do it again. I'm sure I will. But you mentioned it. I mean, we've been talking about the Tin Caps having this fantastic pitching and just not getting that run support. And last night we finally saw it. You know, you get some run support and that fantastic pitching continues. And it's one of the Tin Cap shutouts. So, yeah, great job.
I mean, 2 for 12. Scoring position, still not great, but it's better than an offer.
Yeah.
And so it was, how quick was this game last night?
2 hours and 29 minutes.
You got to like that too. Fairly quick.
Yeah.
Fairly quick. But the Tin Caps back at it tonight. Also, earlier today, in case you missed it, maybe you're working, paying no attention, the Indiana Fever actually had a day game. Apparently today around the WNBA is Kids Day.
Yeah.
Where there's some kind of special deal with having kids at the game. Of course, you aren't having the school kids because they're out of school.
Sure.
But I don't know if they have like kids clubs, boys and girls clubs. I'm not sure
Day
what
camps,
it is.
Stuff like that.
Yeah, things like that because they packed Gainbridge Fieldhouse. Now, normally this would be an event to get a big crowd in on a Wednesday game that normally wouldn't have great attendance. For the Fever, I don't think it would have mattered. I mean, they'd have had a full house no matter what, but it was a loud, energetic crowd, at least near the end of the game. That's about the only time it got exciting. Tin Caps, or the Fever, I'm sorry, got pretty much smoked by Washington. And it's a game, of course, the bounce back after the big win against the New York Liberty. You think, okay, they got a chance now because they take on one of the worst records in the league in Washington, who's played better of late. I think I mentioned they're 5-17, but they're 5-5 over the last 10. So they've been much better of late, much
Mhm.
like the Fever, who started poorly but have played better basketball of late. But there's no excuse to be down 21 points in the third quarter against a team that's 5-17.
Yeah, exactly. I mentioned when we were talking about the box score before the show, the Fever actually outscored the Mystics 29-13 in the fourth quarter, and it just still wasn't enough.
But yeah, it was pretty bad game for the Fever for the most part. They were really difficult with turnovers. In fact, they were accumulating them faster than even made field goals through most of the first half, and just bad turnovers. I mean, just almost like their heads weren't in the game.
Yeah.
They had some missed open shots. And man, I tell you, it's just so tough to watch somebody can be a productive player, but then just makes mistakes you don't expect out of somebody that was a number one overall pick. But some bad footwork. She gets underneath the basket. And I've seen her do this 2-3 times at least this year, and probably not be having been called on it another 2 or 3 times. But she just gets happy feet when she gets down low and tries to go to the shot fake.
Mm-hmm.
She gets the ball down on the low block, she turns, and then she gives a couple of pump fakes, like shot fakes, to try to get her defender in the air, and she shuffles her feet. And it's very obvious she's shuffling her feet. She's bouncing around as she's giving these shot fakes. That is something that they generally correct out of you when you're like 8th grade, 9th grade. I mean, even by the time you're playing varsity basketball in high school, you've got that out of your system. And here she is, 2 years pro, still making those kind of footwork mistakes. Defense was not very good. They got beat on numerous backdoor cuts. Of course, we know Caitlin Clark's not a great defender, and Washington kind of attacked her with some slips on a pick and roll game where they got behind her, and just it was not easy to watch. A lot that was happening that wasn't going the Fever's way. Washington was building a lead that eventually got up to 21 points at the end of the third quarter, and then they go to the fourth quarter, and you're thinking, this game's pretty much over. And if you're a reporter that's covering the game and you're wanting to write your story, this is where you pretty much have your headline, you have your lead, you pretty much know what the story's going to be. Fever turn it over and get blown out by Washington, and then all of a sudden the Fever came out in the fourth quarter. They scored 8 quick points to cut a 21-point game to 13. Then they slowly chipped away. They got it down to 8. And then they continued to defend, held the Mystics to only 13 points in the fourth quarter. Fever, they weren't perfect offensively, but they were better offensively. Kelsey Mitchell hit a couple of shots. You had, and again, Lexi Holt played a good fourth quarter to help in the rally, which they had to have the rally against the Liberty to pull out the win. And in this case, they had to just try to get back into the game. And they did get back into the game. In fact, they had it down to 4 or 5 points in the last 2 minutes, but unfortunately, the Mystics were able to hold on, and they end up winning it over the Fever, 89-84. And for the Fever, Caitlin Clark, big numbers once again. It looked like she was on her. She had, in fact, I think she might have already had double-digit points, and I think she had 6 assists and 5 rebounds at halftime. And she ended the game with 5 rebounds. So not much happened after halftime on the glass for Caitlin Clark, but she did finish with 29 points, 13 rebounds. Again, the 5 turnovers, but at least she balanced it in this game with 5 steals.
Yeah, 5 steals, 13 assists. That's pretty good for 5 turnovers.
And a lot of the assists, I mean, the whole key, and we talked about this on yesterday's show, is that the Fever are starting to get comfortable and understand how to play with Caitlin Clark.
Yeah.
A lot of times it doesn't look like a pass is there, but if you have a lane, if there is a way to get you the ball when is coming. She had a couple of fantastic passes, and then she had didn't think, what did she see? Because the only person she threw it to was the person sitting in the front row. And she did that a couple of times. But the bottom line is 29 points, 13 rebounds. That should be rookie of the year worthy. They talk about all the double doubles that Angel Reese has, but you go 5 for 9 from 3, you go 10 for 11 from the free throw line. You're making your shots at crunch time. You end up with I don't know if 29, if that is her career high at this point. I didn't look this up because the game just finished up a couple of hours ago. But 29 points, 13 assists. And in fact, she's become kind of an assist machine. I think over the last month, she's averaging over 10 assists a contest. So quite the job by Caitlin Clark. But just not enough. Fever get close, but close doesn't win you a WNBA basketball game. And so the Fever fall today to the Washington Mystics, 89-84.
She had 30 points against Washington on June 7th, so one off of her career high.
And she's got her two biggest games, both against the same team. Wonder when they play Washington again. I might have to take the Caitlin Clark over on that game.
Yeah, she actually has scored 30 twice. My apologies. She also did it against the Sparks on May 28th. So,
and let's find out what's happening in the world of sports. Let's get all caught up. It's time for today's top headlines and Adam Lundy.
All right, thank you, Brett. Well, the Fort Wayne Komets announced today that Jack the Flash Gorniak has re-signed for a second season in Fort Wayne. The club also inked deals with rookie forwards Philip Svensson and Nick Deacon-Poot. Gorniak, 24 years old, skated in 65 games last season with the Komets and quickly became one of the league's best penalty killers, completing his rookie season with 25 total points. Zach Edey is now the consensus betting favorite for Rookie of the Year after his outstanding Summer League debut with the Memphis Grizzlies. He was considered a long shot for Rookie of the Year when betting for the award opened late last month with odds as high as plus 2,000. Edey at plus 600 is now listed as the co-favorite along with Washington's Alex Sarr for Rookie of the Year. More WNBA news. Angel Reese secured her 14th straight double-double in the closing seconds to extend a WNBA record, and the Chicago Sky beat the Atlanta Dream 78-69 to jump the Fever back to 7th in the standings. And one more story for you today, Brett. Former NBA player Jonte Porter today pled guilty to conspiracy to commit wire fraud in a federal criminal case tied to the betting scandal that got him banned from the league earlier this year. The former Raptors center entered the plea at his arraignment in a New York federal court and is set to be released on a bail of $250,000.
Well, I'll tell you this, speaking of legal trouble, I don't know if you saw the situation with Wander Franco.
Yeah, not good.
No, facing formal charges. The investigation's taken over a year. Of course, we know he was suspended by baseball a year ago when it was uncovered, at least reports that he had a 14-year-old girlfriend. And apparently there was enough there that they are filing formal charges against him in the Dominican Republic and, multiple accusations of things that you can't do with a 14-year-old.
Yeah, a lot of evidence, a lot of personal statements made by family members, text messages. It was just really bad. I know that's in the country that's doing the investigation. They're charging him. MLB is also doing their separate investigation. That's yet to be concluded, but you're already in legal trouble in your country. It's not good. Not good.
I mean, they can do their investigation and try to find the details, but I think the DR beat them to it.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't think he's going to be playing Major League Baseball.
No.
Anytime soon.
No.
Middle, ever.
Yeah.
It's a shame, too.
Because
he was one of the top prospects in all of baseball. Promising career. I mean, you think about this.
Yeah.
How many millions of dollars? I mean, easily $100 million lost with if you take an average career, easily $100 million lost for being just stupid.
Absolutely stupid.
Oh, there you go. Today's top headlines with Adam Lundy. Okay, so we've got the pair of tickets to give away to the Brickyard 400. It's coming to Indianapolis Motor Speedway on July 21st. We want you to win a pair of tickets today, and we'll have another pair coming up tomorrow. But if you want to win today's pair of tickets, all you've got to do is get the phone handy, get ready to text, and today's word is oval. O-V-A-L, oval.
Yeah.
Cars will be flying around the oval on July 21st for the Brickyard 400. And you will text us the word oval to 260-447-8500. It's our Parkview Sports Medicine text line. And we will randomly select one of today's entries to win the pair of tickets to the Brickyard 400. Once again, the word today, OVAL, to 260-447-8500. Check us out on YouTube. I don't know if we've got anybody that actually is watching right now. So if, do us a favor and just pop open your YouTube app and check us out. We're broadcasting right now on our YouTube channel. It's brand new, so we're kind of just getting this going, which means we don't get a lot of boost or a lot of help. We don't show up on the front of your YouTube page. We're got to build to that.
Right.
But you've got to come find us. And so please come find us. Just go to YouTube and look for 1380 The Fan. That's our channel. And we're going to be putting some more content as we get going. But right now we are doing the show live in the studio on YouTube. Nice picture.
Yeah.
Despite the fact it's me.
Yeah, I was going to say better quality. I can't change what's in the picture.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Unfortunately, but
we can't somehow put a picture of like George Clooney and then have me actually. AI, maybe.
We're getting there.
Well, we might get to that technology with AI. We can actually do these where George Clooney can be doing the show and I can be saying the words. That might be a possibility someday.
Scary, but it's probably going to be possible.
Prepare you right now that if you do go to YouTube, it is going to be me that pops up. So be prepared for it. You might not want to be looking directly at the screen because I have the same effect as sun.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, might want to shade your eyes. But no, we are broadcasting the show today, at least for the first hour, on YouTube. And once again, just search for 1380 The Fan, find our channel, and then look for our live video streaming this afternoon. Hey, Christopher James Menswear right now is going to save you money. Love to hear that. You've got all the summer merchandise that's in stock, and it is, boom, hacked on sale. They've hacked the price. They've cut the price. Whatever word you want to use. It's 40% off. All in-stock spring and summer items. They've got to start making room for all the great fall arrivals that will be coming in another month and a half or so. So get to Christopher James Menswear now. Get some of the hottest, latest fashions for spring and summer that are still in stock and save 40%. That's Christopher James Menswear. They're in Covington Plaza. That's on West Jefferson, just a block west of Getz.
Please require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate restrictions apply. See website for details on important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is
you happen to hear any of my updates today?
No.
They sounded a little better because I recorded them under a blanket. Who needs a studio?
See this moving blanket.
Looks like we got a couple people. Oh, we have
Commercial.
But yeah, no, it definitely sounded a lot just from having the not.
Right now, do we have all the links on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter,
I have
whatever
it.
we got to have it on?
Yeah, well, I have a link on Twitter. I can post a link on Facebook too. Let me do that.
Exclusive address, hims.com/radio. That's hims.com/radio for your free online visit. hims.com/radio.
I'm Dan Patrick, and this is Above the Noise. After an embarrassing loss the last time Team USA took to the court, the U.S. is
How's the soccer game on? Still 1-1.
Try to scan this when I send it to you.
Okay.
And look at what I've written.
Yeah.
Because if I wrote it, that means I have something to say about it. Because it's my reminder when I write a note.
Yeah.
So like things like Fever outscored the Washington 29-13 in the fourth quarter.
Yep.
So we don't kind of burn my content.
Yeah, totally.
Make
sure that
it's certainly a nitpicky
notice
way
that.
to criticize Team USA. Rostering an immense amount of talent is an excellent problem to have. But after falling short the last time Team USA hit the hardwood, it may be a valid concern for the most talented team perhaps ever assembled. I'm Dan Patrick, and this is Above the Noise. Our trusted partner, TireRack.com, for their fast free shipping, free road hazard protection, convenient installation options, and their great selection of the best tires like the highly consumer-rated Toyo Open Country AT3. But did you know they sell other automotive products, wheels, brakes, and suspension, just to name a few? Everything you need to elevate your drive. You can go to TireRack.com/Dan. That's TireRack.com/Dan. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be.
And I'm not even in my account.
You can host the best backyard barbecue.
Bobby Miller's going to AAA.
we find a professional on Angie to make your backyard the best around.
Now,
Connect with skilled professionals to get all your home projects done well. Inside to outside, repairs to renovations. Get started on the Angie app or visit Angie.com today. You can do this when you Angie that.
Are you stuck in a sales job that just doesn't appreciate your potential? We understand, and we have an opportunity that might just surprise you.
Okay, posted on Facebook as well.
their Horizon League men's basketball teams head to Ann Arbor next season.
It's a marketing career where you'll create solutions for local businesses, driving their success while building your own. And you won't be stuck behind.
Oh, look at that. The Mastodons got their pay game.
Yeah, who are they playing?
Michigan.
Michigan again. Let's
Dusty May
go. Mr. May.
and the Michigan Wolverines.
Dusty May.
Well, they didn't have this one,
Right.
and they were desperately looking for one. The only problem is it's going to make my Christmas break very short because they had to slip it in right before Christmas.
Oh, yep. A little more scheduled news. Added a few more non-conference dates. We're not quite finished, but we are getting close.
Yeah.
Against Cleveland State, November 4th. Purdue Fort Wayne, December 22nd. And Western Kentucky, December 29th.
Ugly shower doors. Then let City Glass Specialty open the door of endless possibilities to help beautify your bathroom. We can custom cut and install all types of framed or frameless shower doors. Choose from a variety of styles, including clear, obscure, or frosted. Plus, we also offer custom etch designs. Want your shower doors looking new for even longer? Does preventing hard water stains and reduced cleaning time sound good? If so, you'll be glad to know that the experts at City Glass Specialty can also provide a protective coating for your shower doors that does all that and more.
For new shower doors, call the specialists. Call City Glass Specialty at 260-744-3301.
Got that last bye game. Michigan. Tommy will be happy.
Brett Rump is being brought to you by Edding Insurance.
Coff's kid is a big
Michigan fan.
That's Edding, OETTING Insurance.
This is Maria Marcasano, head women's basketball coach at Purdue Fort Wayne, and you're listening to Sports Rush with Brett Rump.
Close to having Coach Kaufman join us when we get back from our vacation and announce the Mastodons official 2024-2025 season schedule, because so many things have leaked out now that we almost can put the puzzle together and figure out probably 80%, non-conference, about 80% of what they're doing. Because if you go back and you look at teams that played last year that they have a return date with, such as going to Texas A&M Commerce, things like that. And then you have the teams that are coming into Fort Wayne. You add to that the guarantee games, which, of course, the Dons are going to be part of an MTE down in Daytona Beach Thanksgiving week. They also, as part of that event, will have a trip to Penn State to take on the Nittany Lions. A separate travel date will also take the Dons down to Florida. Unfortunately, the area of Florida is very consistent, Daytona and Orlando, and both are about 2.5 hours to 2:45 away from the house down there. But the Dons will be down there again, Central Florida. And now we find out from Michigan that the Michigan Wolverines will have a game, non-conference, against Purdue Fort Wayne men's basketball on December 22nd. I think if I put all these little pieces together, I might be able to just go ahead and give you the schedule today, and we won't have to have Kaufman come in this year.
Private investigator Brett is
on
the case.
It's public information once it goes out.
Gathering all the clues.
You're seeing it on Twitter, and if you follow Purdue Fort Wayne, you're probably going to get most of the same information I'm getting. No one's telling me this. I'm finding it online.
That's so true. But yeah, no, that's a big game against Michigan.
Like the Sunshine, whatever they call the Sunshine Classic or whatever they call it at Daytona Beach. I saw the post on that, which mentioned the Mastodons being part of that event. And then it also listed, when you went and looked at the actual website, it mentioned that the Mastodons would have an on-campus game prior to going down to Daytona Beach against Penn State. So you could put that one on the calendar. Central Florida announced their schedule, and that's how I found out about the Dons being in Central Florida. Someone I think I don't know who follows Central Florida, but someone sent me that. And then now we find out Michigan, December 22nd.
Yeah.
Nice trip. It's only a couple of hours up to Michigan, especially now that Highway 24 is 4-lane all the way to Toledo. You can go up to Toledo, you take the highway straight north into Ann Arbor, and it's right at 2 hours to get to the University of Michigan and come check out the Dons on December 22nd. What day of the week is that? Can you tell me?
I will let you know here just 1 second. Here.
Okay. Once again, too, we've got tickets that we are giving away to the Brickyard 400. Yes, the big race down in Indianapolis on July 21st. We've got a pair of tickets. We'll give them to one winner that texts the word OVAL to 260-447-8500, our Parkview Sports Medicine text line, 260-447-8500. Text the word OVAL, and you'll be in the drawing to win today's pair of tickets to the Brickyard 400.
Fantastic. December 22nd, you're looking at a Sunday.
Sunday, so everybody will pretty much be off work by then. Because if
Yeah.
that's Sunday, then Monday's the 23rd.
Yep. Christmas Eve's on a Tuesday.
And then Tuesday, Christmas Eve, Wednesday, Christmas. So nobody's going to work that Monday. Everybody will take that as a vacation day.
Right.
Which means everybody will have time off. You don't have to worry about, going up, coming back. Now, I wonder what time it's going to be played, because it's probably going to be subject to the Big Ten Network and their television schedule. I just tell you this, Big Ten Network should pick it up.
Yeah.
They should pick it up.
That'd be a good game. I think so.
Don't put this on BTN Plus or something stupid. Now, actually put it on Big Ten Network. Don should be a pretty good team this year with all the returnees they've got, bringing in 3 transfers that could be impact transfers, and then a freshman. We'll see what he does. Of course, freshmen, you never know that first year how quick they can make the adjustment, but certainly a very talented freshman. I mean, if you go back, John Conchar wasn't ready to play as a freshman. Look at the career he ended up having at Purdue Fort Wayne.
Yeah.
5 years later, 4 of them he was playing, and he ends up in the NBA with Memphis Grizzlies and a teammate of Zach Edey.
Fantastic. Man, I can't wait to see Conchar throw up a lob to Zach Edey. That'll be fun.
Yeah, or vice versa. How about that?
Oh, an Edey lob to Conchar.
Lob to Conchar. That might be even more fun.
You got Edey in the paint with the ball, and he finds a cutting Conchar for the slam.
Boy, they need a new play-by-play guy down there in Memphis. Adam's got it covered. All right, so today news came out. Kawhi Leonard is out on Team USA basketball for the Olympics. This is an interesting story.
Yeah.
Because he's been practicing with the guys, and then all of a sudden just up and he's out. He's not injured, but apparently the decision was influenced by the Clippers and Team USA officials that perhaps it would be best for Kawhi Leonard not to play and to rest his knee, which, of course, he missed 12 of the last 14 games for the Clippers due to inflammation. Clippers coach Ty Lue is on the Team USA coaching staff.
Yeah, so he's been seeing him.
Yeah, and so you wonder, okay, was he not healthy, or did it just make Ty Lue either frustrated, upset, or concerned about having his star player, who now is, he's not the only star, but they're with Paul George taking off for
Philadelphia.
So I don't know exactly where this came from, but
it definitely seems to be coming from the Clippers.
It seems like the Clippers may have pushed this decision. And I guess now here's the thing. The way it was written, it kind of sounded like the Clippers advised that they were not comfortable with him being part of the team, and he decided then to step away. But is that fair? Is that right? Should NBA teams in the middle of summer, where no other team responsibilities, should they have that power to kind of hang this over the head of one of their star players not to represent the United States and play with the USA basketball team? because it seems like that's what the Clippers did. Now, here's the thing: if Kawhi Leonard just decided my heart's not in this, I really don't want to commit 3 weeks to this, which is possible. We're dealing with Kawhi.
Yeah, we're used to this sort of thing from him.
I mean, he could miss time for just about anything.
Yeah,
but and of course PG, is he comfortable playing with PG? Maybe he's not comfortable with Paul George.
Yeah, now these Clippers.
I don't know what the situation exactly is, but it does bring. Should there be any kind of influence from the NBA club on whether or not a player selected for Team USA plays or doesn't play? And really, we could say that about any player that's playing on their national team, because you've got a lot of players. You've got Antetokounmpo, who's with Greece. You've got Luka. Was he on Serbia?
Slovenia, I believe.
They got beat. They're not going to the Olympics.
No.
But it's still, there are these other players. Yeah. Zach Edey did make the decision on his own not to go play with Team Canada.
Right. Another player, I remember we saw that Keisei Tominaga, he signed an Exhibit 10 with the Pacers. He will not be playing on their Summer League team.
Really?
He'll be with Team Japan.
Oh, okay. Right. So he is playing for his country.
Yep.
Because he, to his country, is what Caitlin Clark is to women's basketball right now.
Yeah, he's a phenom. Absolutely.
He absolutely is. 260-447-8500 is the Parkview Sports Medicine text line, 260-447-8500. And before 6 o'clock, we're giving away another pair of tickets to the Brickyard 400. If you'd like to win those, all you've got to do is text OVAL to 260-447-8500, and your name will be in the hat. We'll have a random drawing to determine today's winner among all the OVAL entries we receive coming up just before 6 o'clock. Got to take a break. We come back. Zach Edey didn't make it on the court last night, but we'll talk about that. Also, one of my favorite sports events all year long. I just think it's so cool, and I'll tell you why when we come back. It is the Sports Rush on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
Yep. Playing with Team Akatsuki in Japan.
Is critical in first responders' occasions. That's why the State 911 Board provides special tools for non-English speaking citizens.
What's the two different numbers?
Yeah, the one on the left is viewers, and then the one on the right is likes.
Oh,
yep.
Cool.
Very cool. How's everything going with
so latest word.
Yeah.
I'm not going to share anything too personal,
right,
but
sorry,
the latest word is they've determined it was not a stroke because there was not a limited blood supply, because the clot that they found still had the blood moving, and they feel like that clot has been there for some time. But now they're trying to figure out what actually caused the symptoms.
Okay.
And they thought there could have been some pressure on a nerve. Mm-hmm. But the first things they look for is any kind of tumor or anything. That didn't exist. So basically at this point, there's not much they can do. And so they've sent her home with medicine.
Okay, well.
But the good news is that they do not believe, after saying it was a stroke, now they do not believe further test that there was enough of a loss of blood supply to cause the symptoms. And when she was still having symptoms, they did the MRI and saw that the blood was still flowing.
That's good. So that's enough. Yeah.
So she was being sent. She was on her way home today. She was excited because she went to McDonald's.
Did you get her large or whatever?
She
doesn't she always get a drink or something?
She got her iced tea. Yeah, she gets iced tea.
My mom used to love her iced tea.
Express is open Monday through Thursday from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. and Friday 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. in Fort Wayne. Call 260-266-4007 for more.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those round trips that you plan in advance, which are perfect on your way there and perfect on your way back? Or those meetings with friends for which you make a group chat 3 months before so that nobody or anyone that instead of the first up like their pizzas.
Justin Prince with a goodbye message.
Oh yeah, I saw that. We actually got a text from Mr. Vegas. He said, "Enjoy the time off. Is Jay Prince still at Channel 55? Haven't seen him on it the night last week or so." No.
Well, it's too bad. I'm trying to think. Is there a way for me to get this tweet to you so you can tweet it to him?
Oh, I can just send him the tweet link. Yeah. I'll do
That's
that.
all I do.
Yeah, I'll do that.
In other words, instead of us explaining it.
This is Joe Tippman, and you're listening to the Sports Rush with Brett Rump on 1380 The Fan One.
Big Joe among those that have come out of the 260 playing in the National Football League. And I'm thinking about the players that we have had the opportunity to cover with our high school football coverage that are now playing and heading to camp. Of course, Rod Woodson just finished up his camp for like the 30th year. Or I don't know if it's been 30 years because I think they were on a break for a while. But Rod Woodson, of course, has always given back to the Fort Wayne community. Doesn't necessarily reside here, but he does come back every summer and he puts on some type of a camp. And now he has the Hope Through Football camp that he just completed. I think today was the final day of that. And so, Rod, if you're listening, appreciate you. Thanks for coming back and doing this for our community. But when you look around the NFL right now, I'm trying to remember all of the players that we have. Drew Tranquil, of course, playing with the Kansas City Chiefs. You've got Ben Skoranek. And is he with Houston? Is that where he's at now?
I'll check.
With the Texans?
Yeah.
Jesse Bates, of course, for many years, 4 years, I think it was, he spent in Cincinnati and now making a difference down in Atlanta. I'll tell you what, Atlanta is my team to keep an eye on.
Mm-hmm.
If you want a team that I think could go from non-playoff to being actually a Super Bowl contender, yes, I'm making that sharp of a bold prediction.
Wow.
On this date, July 10th, 2024. Save the tape. Embarrass me later. But I mean, they decided to go for a top quarterback.
Yeah.
I think they've got some weapons. I think they're getting to a point with the coaching change where they're going to show some improvement. They don't play in a particularly strong division. And so, and they're not going to have a particularly strong schedule because they were not a division winner last year. So I think Atlanta is sitting with an opportunity this year.
Yeah. Also on with the Falcons, Austin Mack, he actually signed a reserve/future contract with the Falcons earlier this year. So he might see some field action. So Austin Mack out of
catching balls from Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, out of Bishop Lures. So, but yeah, a lot of football talent here in Northeast Indiana.
Yep. And it seems like every year we add to it. But Big Joe, of course, on the offensive line for the New York Jets. But 260-447-8500 is the Parkview Sports Medicine text line. Coming up in hour number 2, we'll talk to Will Robbins from PSM in partnership with Empower Volleyball, Jim Ratz Volleyball. We'll talk to Will Robbins, who is a former professional volleyball player himself and is now putting together some teams, and we'll tell you what's going on with those tryouts. Also, we've got Greg Rakestraw joining us in hour number 2. We haven't talked to Rake for a while. He had a little vacation, and we gave him a little bit of a break because the cold season ended and high school sports was kind of winding down. But something exciting to talk to Rake about today. We will get his thoughts on multiple subjects, but among those, we'll talk Indy 11 soccer because they went and beat an MLS squad last night. Of course, that's what Indy's trying to get. And then they went and proved that maybe they belong because they went and beat an MLS squad last night. What are they, in the semifinals of the big tournament?
I believe so. I'll double check, but yeah.
But it was exciting last night. And Greg Rakestraw had the radio call of that soccer match. So we will talk to him. By the way, we talked, I don't know if I mentioned this, but you and I talked, Adam, about Messi is going to be at home.
Yeah.
Argentina,
yeah.
Colombia.
Copa America,
and it's going to be played at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami Gardens, Florida.
Yeah, and you're going to be down there.
I'm going to be down there because the match is going to be on Sunday.
Mhm.
I'll be arriving there on Friday. In fact, not that I'm keeping track, but about 44 hours from now.
No countdown on my phone.
No
or
countdown,
anything,
but
no.
it's down to about T-minus 44.
Sure.
But he's going to be down there on Sunday, and I joked about, maybe I should go.
Yeah, maybe it's time to finally get into soccer, check
Yeah.
out a match.
Go check out Messi.
Oh.
And so I checked to see what it would cost me. Tickets start at $1,000.
Oh,
That's a big stadium to start at
Yeah.
$1,000.
an expensive entry into
I
soccer.
don't even want to think about where do they end? What are the good seats?
Oh my gosh.
I didn't even look because it came up when I put it in. It came up and it said tickets. To click the button for tickets. It says starting at $1,001.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I thought, Dad, no, that's a little out of my vacation budget. In fact, that would be it for the week. I bought myself a ticket. Couldn't even take anybody with me. Couldn't afford to.
No, my goodness. You just lose all your savings just on yourself.
So I am guessing, Adam,
Yeah.
that when I fly in to South Florida, that I'm going to have some soccer people with me on my flight.
Maybe one or two Messi jerseys there on the
Now, they might be good people to know because if they're paying $1,000 for a ticket, they got some money.
Hey,
Good friends.
Might be good football.
Might be good friends to have. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, I got some football for you. You want to sponsor some football? I got some football for you. We have great high school football in Indiana, and we cover it. They'll think they're sponsoring a soccer team.
It was a quarterfinal.
It is a quarterfinal?
That was the quarterfinal, so they'll be headed to the semifinals.
Semifinal. So it is a semifinal.
Yes, it will be. Yep.
It was kind of bad because I said I thought they were heading to the semifinal, and so that's what they are heading to.
Yep, exactly.
You're trying to make it sound like I was wrong.
What? I would never.
No.
I would never do
I'm not the one that said Eli. But no Edie last night. When do they play again? When's Memphis back on the court? They on the court tonight? Are they on a break? Are they going to Las Vegas? What's the story with Zach Edie? Give me an update.
Well, it's a back-to-back-to-back night for the Grizzlies. They play again tonight.
Oh, so Edie will probably be back on the court tonight.
Yep. After a day of rest, since they're playing 3 games 3 days in a row out in Utah's little summer league extravaganza. Likely that he does play tonight against the Thunder.
Against OKC.
Yep.
And OKC has
Miller Kopp.
So a little IU Purdue battle tonight.
Yeah, exactly.
What station is that on? Is that the ESPN? Is that the NBA TV? Is that Ion? True TV? Let's just scan the entire.
Let's see. It'll be on NBA TV and ESPN Plus.
Okay.
So streaming.
I've got NBA TV, so
there
I can
you go.
watch it. All right. Time?
7:00.
Zach Edey and Miller Kopp.
Also at 7:00, you might see Khalil Ware in action as the Miami Heat take on the Los Angeles Lakers at 7:00 p.m. That's on ESPN2 and ESPN Plus.
Oh, so you've got NBA TV with Zach Edey, ESPN2 with Khalil Ware.
Yep.
Wow.
Fun night of summer league.
Got a tape.
Exactly.
So I'll have a double header. I just don't know which one I'll be watching at 9:30.
Exactly.
260-447-8500, 260-447-8500. That is our Parkview Sports Medicine text line. And if you'd like to win tickets to go to the Brickyard 400, all you've got to do is text the word OVAL to 260-447-8500. We'll get you into the drawing. We will draw approximately 1 hour from now. And we will notify you if you are the winner. So reply, because you do need to reply to our message when we send it to you, and that will be about 1 hour from now. But you want to text us right now to get your name in the hat And the word again is OVAL to 260-447-8500. Big event this weekend that I look forward to every year. Totally enjoy watching it because it is golf kind of for everybody. It's the American Century Championships in Lake Tahoe. There's two reasons I enjoy this.
Okay.
One, because about 20 years ago, and that's been about 14, 15 years ago, I actually went to Lake Tahoe. Not an easy place to get to, not an inexpensive place to fly to, but I went to Lake Tahoe. It was a company trip with the company I was with at the time, and one of the most beautiful places on earth.
Oh, yeah, those mountains, man.
The mountains surround the lake.
Yeah.
And you almost needed a jacket. It was cold, but it warmed up quickly as soon as the sun came up, and it would be upper 70s. And we went in August, so not too far off of this time of year. So it's pretty consistent with the weather. The lake is absolutely crystal blue. I mean, it's beautiful color.
Yeah.
We had an evening dinner out on the lake.
Oh, man.
It was a fabulous trip. So that part of it brings back some memories. So I enjoy watching it because I'm like, yeah, I've been there. I've been on that beach. I've seen that golf course. It was right across from my hotel. I know exactly where they're at.
Yeah, and is there any sport that does better, like, dramatic scenery shots than golf?
Oh, well, and that tournament.
Yeah, exactly.
Because, I mean, 17 and 18 are right along the beach, leading you back in toward the clubhouse. And so you've got players playing, and in the background, you got the boats, you got the party. The party boats are out there because you hear all the loud music and everything, and they have fun with the participants. But of course, the American Century Championship always has players like Steph Curry, Charles Barkley, Ray Romano, Justin Timberlake. Then you get guys like John Smoltz, and a lot of the Rick Rhoden and a bunch of the former major leaguers. Tom Glavine's been part of it before. And so it's always fun to see these guys out of their element where, they were a professional baseball player, professional hockey player, maybe even a basketball player. And you'll see some current football players. Aaron Rodgers has played in it in the past.
Yeah.
But to me, it's just always fun to see them hacking around the golf course and to be totally amazed with how good some of them actually are. Because Tony Romo, for instance, that guy's almost a scratch golfer.
Sure. And also Steph Curry. He's really good at golf too.
Really good.
Yeah. Shoot,
he won the thing last year, I think.
He can drain shots and he can drain chips, I guess, too. It's like, my goodness.
Yeah, he is really good. But that is going on this weekend. That to me is must-see television.
Awesome. A lot of fun.
And so while it's like feels like temperature of 108 degrees outside, because if I hadn't mentioned it yet, I'll be in Florida.
What?
Yeah,
Florida.
I know. Brand new news, breaking news. I'm going to Florida. Yeah, I know. I haven't said anything about it before, but now you know, Adam. I let it slip.
Thank goodness.
But I'm going to have to take a break from the 108 degrees feels like temperature to come in and watch some golf over the weekend.
It's going to be
that's all I got.
Just a brief respite from the heat. Watch some celebrities hack a golf ball around.
Yeah. 260-447-8500. Questions, comments, or suggestions. Also, you can watch the show once again today. I think we're going to keep this running for like another 15 minutes.
Awesome. Sounds good.
We have got it right now running on YouTube. That's right. Not Facebook, YouTube. We've got a YouTube channel. We're taking advantage of it. So if you'd like to watch us, just simply go to youtube.com and then search for 1380 The Fan. Find our channel, find our live video, watch the show. You can hear it at the same time.
You sure can.
But we would love to have you as one of our viewers today because it's a brand new thing, a brand new project. We just got the channel and we're kind of having fun with it. And we want you to have some fun with it too. So join us. In fact, I think maybe we even got a comment. So we'll have to check that out. A break. It's coming up on the top of the hour. That means we're just about over the hump for this work week. It is a Wednesday edition of the Sports Rush on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM. kid who was sitting at home eagerly tearing open a pack of sports trading cards. Of the participation field is going to cover rare rookie cards.
Yeah, we did get a comment.
Gems, and
Doug Keller said, "Good afternoon, gentlemen. I think this will be a nice addition to the show. Good luck."
Appreciate that.
Thanks, Doug.
Trades and exchanges.
It's not going to be every day. We can't do it every day
Well, not much has changed.
because we do have some audio conflicts, but we're going to try to do it as much as possible.
And eventually we're going to try and get to a point.
And eventually maybe be able to do it as a benefit or an add-on to the show itself. But right now, just getting it in bits and pieces. But we also have to populate our channel with videos. And right now, they're just not much populated. I think right now the only video on there is the show we did a couple days ago.
Yep. Oh, I printed something out. Let me go grab it for you. It's just the bracket of the open cup that Rake is covering.
Yeah.
Hi, this is Mike with the Good Feet store, and I'd like you to hear from Donna. She's a nurse and a real customer of the Good Feet store who wanted to share her story.
Oh, I have to tell you, I have struggled with pain in my feet. I was diagnosed with plantar fasciitis. With the 3-step program, it really fits to your lifestyle. I work in a hospital. I'm a registered nurse, so being on my feet, walking throughout the hospital during the day, I am free from any type of pain. And after working a 12-hour shift, I go home and my feet do not hurt.
Whether you're a nurse or anyone wanting to enjoy work without your feet getting overwhelmed, come see us at the Good Feet store. Learn more at goodfeet.com. Good Feet Arch supports are HSA and FSA eligible. We're on Coldwater Road next to Joanne Fabrics. Just stop in. No appointment is necessary. Schedule your free test walk at goodfeet.com. Get the latest knife info from one of the country's premium knife shops, Blade Man's Knife Shop, the shops of Scott Road. There's a reason customers drive hours just to shop at Blade Man's in Fort Wayne. Hi, this is Blade Man's Knife Shop, and I'd like to personally invite you out to the store to see the area's best selection of quality knives. We have Benchmade, Spyderco, Microtech, Protech.
This is Syracuse, New York.
Tool. Top quality products for the
What's the next scene?
There's a difference with top
This is a close-up.
We'll take the time to explain how materials and production results in a better knife for your needs.
So they were really close to
pressure-free, consultative, and
Yeah,
we update
they
our
almost
offering
collided.
reviews.
FAA is trying to figure out how they ended up so close to each other.
Stop by the store in the shops and have a cup of coffee on me. Be in the know and follow Blade Man's on Facebook and Instagram today. 10% discount to police and military on how you can see the collection of Shun knives, the finest in kitchen, available at Blade Man's Knife Shop in the shops of Scott Road.
Hey, wouldn't it be great if life came with remote control? You know, you could hit pause when you needed to, or hit
Looks
rewind.
like England defeats Netherlands 2-1 with a late goal.
Yep. Or that time you forgot to roll up the
Late
windows
goal.
in the car wash.
Tim said it's a good and balanced schedule.
Would have come in
Good.
handy then. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome. But prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes like managing your weight, getting active, stopping smoking, and eating healthier, you can stop prediabetes before it leads to type 2 diabetes. It's easy to learn your ways. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Life doesn't come with a remote control. So you're
Problem is, it doesn't say where they come,
have the
what
power to
level they
control
come from.
Right.
Visit doihaveprediabetes.org today. That's doihaveprediabetes.org.
Let me check who I
Sponsored by
can
the
find
Council
here.
of Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
Was he in Atlanta for that?
Yep.
That's where it was played? I thought they were saying something about St. Louis.
It was actually at Kennesaw State.
Oh, that's cool. I've been to Kennesaw State.
Yeah.
We played there 6-7 years ago.
Apparently they have a new like football stadium or something. It's new stadium. Let's see.
Kennesaw State is very close to where the Braves built their new stadium.
Gotcha.
And that area of Atlanta is blowing up. And Kennesaw State's I thought Kennesaw State was like a poor university or something. It's not.
No,
it's
it's
very
not.
rich.
Yeah.
A lot of money. Great basketball arena.
Owls.
Perfect size.
Yeah.
Holds about 4,800.
And many more. We also have a great selection of custom
Owls.
knives. At Blade Man's, we specifically select top quality products.
They're going to the Bahamas.
There's a difference with
Who?
top brands. And at
Are
Blade
you?
Man's, we'll take
Oh,
the
yeah,
time to
Battle
explain
for
the
Atlantis.
materials
The
and
Battle
selection
for
results in a better knife for your needs. All in
Yeah,
a
did you
relaxed,
print
pressure-free,
IU schedule?
consultative,
Non-conference, I will for you.
Okay, didn't I send that to you? Did I send it to you?
I don't think so. I'll get it.
Oh, I forwarded it to you.
Okay, thank you. I'll print it in a second.
Facebook and Instagram today. 10% discount to police and military.
That's no problem.
Of Shun knives, the finest in kitchen cutlery. Available at Blade Man's